Right, I thought I'd show you how to do some weathering on brick. This is the Wills brick kit. Arches, you're going to use this as part of a disused line on the top. It shows you there how the finished event can look, but to me that's too white, the bricks, and I want it to look like it's old. So here goes. Open up the pack, and the first bit I'm going to take out will be one of the arches. Now what I use for the walls is this. It's Humbrol black wash. You can make your own by using 25% paint, 75% white spirit, and really get it thin. That's the whole idea. The thinner the better, it just leaves a light trace. And then all you do, after you've shaken it all up, is brush it on. And you're all thinking, help, he's made those bricks go black. All is not lost, because it doesn't dry jet black like you've painted it with black paint. It just leaves a trace over the bricks, and you get a nice different texture, so it's not all the same. Just let the stuff flow, do its own bit, and I won't bore you by making you watch me do the whole lot. So if you stay there, we'll be back with you in a minute. Right, so we're getting near the end of putting the black wash on. As you can see, it goes on very, very liquidy. As I said, it won't dry completely black, so you won't have ruined all your bricks. But what you do is you go along, once you've completed it all like that, and it's still a little bit wet, just get a bit of tissue and just wipe slightly over. You see it's gone in all the brick runs. That's all right, but it's highlighting your detail, but you also see that it's toned down the colour of the brick, which is what you want. Now brick doesn't sustain its own colour, as in it doesn't all stay the same colour. Some bricks wear more than others, so I like to make it as unique as possible, so I splash some other bits on just to add a bit of contrast, especially down the bottom ends, because you never know what environment they've had, whether they've been near a smoky environment. If it's steam days, you're going to have the old smog. But on the whole, that's what you get. Now the next bit I enjoy the most. You get rid of your black, make sure you put the cap on. This is the whitewash, another one made by Humbrol. Give it a darn good shake up and a stir up if necessary, because it tends to sit about that thick on the bottom of the jar, and when you're putting it on with a brush, all you're putting on is just like dirty coloured terps, which is no good. You actually need some paint in. But with a fresh brush, not the one you've just been using, what you do is you need to keep this as liquid as possible. Now a good tip is to have a bottle of terps handy, and I haven't, so I'm just off to get it. Right then, sorry about that. Now with terps in hand, dip the brush into the terps, just give it a flick, very lightly dab in the white. You don't want any more than a tiny bit on the end, and just put it by a crease and see what happens. By capillary action, the paint starts to flow into the brickwork. The secret is you must keep the brush lubricated with terps, white spirit, as much as possible. Let the capillary action of the paint run on its own accord into all the crevices, like thus. There's another way you can do it, depending on what you prefer. The other one is dip it in the terps. That's a bit too much. You don't want to see any globules of terps on the end of your brush. Just dab it on a couple of joints. Then dip it in the paint, with a wash rather. Just touch, and there you go. Now it will be a stronger white that doesn't matter. And don't be afraid to do this either, which is wipe over the top. You think, oh no, he smudged all his black. That doesn't matter. You're adding to the uniqueness of the model. Redo the white. Because cement breaks down over the years and you start to get cracks in it, and some of it falls out and it gets remortared, and that's the effect you get. We've done it a second time. It's a thicker white, so it looks like it's in slightly remortared, and that is all you do. So I hope you enjoyed that. Best of luck with your modelling. Keep up the good work and see how you get on. Cheers. Bye.